Tetris Effect feels like a match made in heaven, the timeless gameplay of Tetris with the genius game design of Tetsuya Mizuguchi. For years he's created goosebump inducing games like the recent Rez Infinite that's taken gamers on sensory overloaded journeys. His newest creation, Tetris Effect, is no exception. This is Mizuguchi's most chilling and memorable creation yet, while also being my favorite version of Tetris ever. The definition of Tetris Effect is the phenomenon of doing something so much that it begins to create images in your mind, sometimes even invading your deepest dreams. It became a well-known common occurrence when those that played long hours of Tetris began to see the blocks outside of when they were playing the game. It coined the term Tetris Effect, and that became the sensational inspiration for Mizuguchi's take on the series. Tetsuya Mizuguchi's bread and butter has always been these music-based reaction games that use sound and music to create extraordinary experiences. That same design philosophy can be found throughout Tetris Effect. The campaign mode titled Journey takes you on an emotional, musical adventure throughout just over 30 levels. Each level has its own unique music and theme to it that evoke different emotions in me while playing. That's actually the overall theme of this game, feelings. Levels are designed to have the visuals and music react in sync to the gameplay. Drop a tetramino and hear a chime, clear a line and you'll hear a bell, reach a certain score and have the entire level evolve along with the speed of the level. This assortment of synchronization along with the game's presentation would get me to feel genuine emotional reactions to the gameplay. I felt happy seeing and playing along to It's All Connected in the deep level while feeling this sort of melancholy sadness in the Aurora Peak level. The level of immersion felt special to me. Perhaps it was just the perfect scenario, playing on a 4K screen in the middle of the dark with just the intense visuals around me. Whatever it was, it worked and I felt it. Now pushing the aesthetics aside for a moment, when you dig into the gameplay, it's still classic Tetris. It's a puzzle game that has you dropping different shaped tetraminos into a well as you try to clear lines and continue your score. Over time, as your score increases, you'll notice the speed of the tetraminos begin to increase and the game gets progressively more difficult. By default, you have features like hold and your tetramino queue turned on, letting you both hold a piece for later while also saying what the next tetramino will be. Both of these features can be turned off though for anyone that just wants a more vanilla experience. One specific new mechanic to the series with this entry is the zone mechanic. As you begin to clear lines, you'll notice that your zone meter at the bottom left will start to fill up. With the press of the shoulder buttons, you can activate it, sending you into this trance-like area where cleared lines go to the bottom of the well. Time is slowed down and for the first time ever, you can clear lines above a Tetris, reaching things like a dodecatris. It's mesmerizing and a new strategic factor into the gameplay. Overall, you'll be able to complete the journey mode in about an hour to 2 hours depending on your skill level and the difficulty you're playing on. Despite the short campaign though, I didn't feel like there was a lack of content here. As soon as I completed the game on normal, I immediately went back to play on expert. None of the levels, songs, or even more important, the emotions, felt played out at all. Now that was journey mode and it actually plays into the online mode. As you play either offline or online, you'll earn XP towards your ranking at the top right of your screen. This is all represented in the effects mode or the online community mode for Tetris. Rather than having the traditional versus or battle multiplayer like the one found in Puyo Puyo Tetris, Tetris Effect opts in for an asynchronous multiplayer instead. Jumping into the effects mode, you'll be asked to select where in the world you are, acting as a representative for your town. From there you're presented with the globe of other players online along with the community events going on that week. Weekly rituals, for example, have the entire community trying to participate in event-specific game modes. If you help contribute enough XP towards them, you can earn rewards like special avatars that represent you on the globe towards other players. It's all very focused on community and leaderboards. Despite not having the traditional competitive multiplayer, I still found it pretty interesting. There's an assortment of different playlists themed after emotions, like a Spotify playlist of levels towards your any given mood. There's a bit something here for everyone. If you just want to participate in the community events, you can. If you just want to compete on the many different leaderboards, then you can do that too. And if you don't care about either one of those, there's some wacky creative modes for you to try out too. For example, the mystery mode is the equivalent to playing Super Smash Bros. With all the items set to max respawn. It starts off as a normal Tetris marathon that suddenly gets a bunch of different effects thrown in. The board will flip upside down, pieces will go missing, and you'll only get one type of tetramino for a short time. It's an entertaining and humorous distraction from the traditional gameplay. While I still miss the ability to play competitive versus mode here, I can sort of see why it's missing too. Opponents' blocks would throw a wrench into the music synchronization that the game is known for, and the split screen could be a bit too much for two players on a single screen in terms of the visuals. I still would have loved to see a more direct score comparison between specific friends, like if I wanted to challenge a specific friend, rather than just a universal leaderboard.
There is no
Tetris Effect is a visual joyride that raises the bar on Mizuguchi's game design. Yes, it's still Tetris, but the feeling of the Tetris Effect is so perfectly recreated by the visual experience constantly happening around the well. Throughout the journey mode, you'll be taken to the coastside beaches, depths of space, and all sorts of exotic locations. The variety of locations and themes was fantastic, and only further increased the emotions that the music had me feeling. Being a PS4 exclusive at launch, you can either play at 1080p 60 on a regular PS4 or 4K 60 on a PS4 Pro. Both options look stunning. Playing this in the middle of the dark with just the lights of the visuals capsulating me was enough to recreate the immersive Tetris effect. If you also have a PSVR around, you can plug it in to further increase that effect. The VR mode itself doesn't just heighten the visual experience, but manages to heighten all your other senses too. The sound of it all being the most prominent one. You probably didn't buy a PSVR just to play Tetris, but you'll be glad you had one around when you actually do play it. During the gameplay, you can also use the analog stick to zoom in and out of the board or even change up the angle to your liking. If the effects are a bit too much for you, you can turn them down a bit in the options, but it won't completely shut it off. While I personally didn't have any issues with the effects, those that are a bit more sensitive should probably see direct gameplay before deciding to pick this game up. What else is there to say about the music in this game? I loved it. The way your actions and the gameplay perfectly become in sync with the elements of the songs is marvelous. It's nothing short of magical and enchanting. Mizuguchi's games are renowned for their attention to detail when it comes to music, and with Tetris Effect, it's at the peak of it all. Since the moment I saw the announcement trailer back at E3, I've had I'm Yours Forever stuck in my head. It's with that said that it surprised me just how much the other tracks in this game were able to live up to it. I don't want to spoil the songs in this review because listening to them blindly is a joy that shouldn't be taken away from you. Let's just say that you owe it to yourself to buy this game's soundtrack if it becomes available online. I'm definitely buying the vinyl if it ever comes out. Tetris Effect is my favorite version of Tetris. It takes the timeless gameplay that we grew up playing and reimagines it in unforgettable ways. When a simple puzzle game like Tetris can make you feel genuine happiness and sadness, you know it's a special game. Sure, I would have loved to see a more head-to-head competitive mode, but what is here is still astounding. For all these reasons and more, I give Tetris Effect a 9.5 out of 10. That's a review of Tetris Effect for the PlayStation 4. If you enjoyed it, then please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos just like this. You can also find my Twitter, Instagram, and Discord in the description down below. Thank you all very much for watching, hope you guys have a great day, and keep on gaming.